We look at our world and we see a hierarchy built by human hands. We believe that wealth is the result of psychology, of ambition, of greed, or of brilliant innovation. We tell ourselves that the economy is a living, breathing ecosystem, driven by conscious choices. But what if human agency is an illusion? What if the rise of empires, the crushing weight of poverty, and the massive concentration of wealth have absolutely nothing to do with human morality or political systems? What if the economy is simply a physical system? A closed box of colliding particles, blindly obeying the exact same mathematical laws that govern the gas in an engine or the dying heat of a star. Today, we are stepping away from the cosmos to look at the mathematics of human survival. We are entering the dark, controversial realm of econophysics. We are going to strip away your politics, your empathy, and your philosophy to reveal the cold, terrifying thermodynamic truth about why the rich get richer. To understand the physics of wealth, we must reduce humanity to its most basic state. Forget intelligence, forget work ethic. Imagine a system of 1,000 people. To make it perfectly fair, we give every single person exactly $1,000, absolute equality. Now, we introduce the concept of a market. The people begin to trade. In physics, when two gas molecules collide, they exchange energy. In our economic simulation, when two people interact, they exchange money. Let us simulate a completely random fair trade. Two individuals meet. They flip a coin. The loser gives the winner $10. Over and over, millions of times across the entire system. Because the coin is fair, you might assume that over time, the wealth would remain relatively equal. Some might get a little lucky, some a little unlucky, but the system should remain balanced. But human intuition is terrible at understanding probability. When physicists run this exact simulation on supercomputers, the result is not balance. The result is a mathematical nightmare. As the random collisions continue, a terrifying structure emerges from the chaos. The money does not spread out. It pools. It condenses. Even in a system with zero greed, zero corruption, and perfect equality of opportunity, the math inevitably creates billionaires and beggars. In the late 19th century, Vilfredo Pareto observed that 80% of the land in Italy was owned by 20% of the population. We see this ratio everywhere. 80% of a company's sales come from 20% of its clients. 80% of the wealth belongs to 20% of the people. But the Pareto Principle is not a capitalist conspiracy. It is a fundamental law of nature. In physics, this exact curve is known as the Boltzmann-Gibbs distribution. It dictates how energy is distributed among gas molecules in a thermal state. Most molecules have very little energy, while a tiny fraction of molecules possess almost all of it. Money acts exactly like energy. When you enforce a strict conservation of money, where it cannot be created or destroyed, only transferred, the laws of statistical mechanics take over. Wealth concentration is not an anomaly. It is the mathematical destiny of any free exchange system. Why does the universe behave this way? The answer lies in the most depressing law in all of physics, the second law of thermodynamics. The second law states that in any closed system, entropy, or disorder, will always increase. The universe hates structure. It hates imbalance. It constantly moves toward a state of maximum entropy, a state of thermodynamic equilibrium, where no more useful work can be done. We naturally assume that a society where everyone has equal wealth is a state of equilibrium, but physics tells us the exact opposite. Perfect equality requires massive, continuous intervention to maintain. It is a highly unnatural, low-entropy state. To the universe, extreme inequality is the state of maximum entropy. When a few individuals hold all the capital and the vast majority have nothing left to trade, the economic engine stops. The transactions cease. The system has reached its most natural, effortless resting state. The extreme concentration of wealth is not a glitch in the capitalist machine. It is the machine, functioning with flawless physical perfection. If you leave a free market entirely alone, it does not build utopia. It builds a black hole. If inequality is a law of physics, then what is justice? What is the point of politics, of philosophy, of trying to build a better world? Look at the history of human civilization. Everything we have ever built is a rebellion against physics. We build airplanes to defy gravity. We build heaters to defy the cold. We build medicine to defy the biological entropy of death. Taxation, welfare, antitrust laws, and social safety nets. These are not merely political opinions. They are external energy applied to a dying system. They are the engine that keeps the water pumping uphill. We are not fighting greedy billionaires or corrupt politicians. We are fighting the second law of thermodynamics. We are engaged in a perpetual, exhausting war against the fundamental nature of the universe. The universe wants us to fall. It is our choice whether we let it.